Welcome back to the second half of the Bobby Dupre Show, and my sidekick Andrew and I.
Good morning.
I think we covered quite a bit of ground on the first half, but we have a lot more to start off the plow. And I see
I got sponsors.
People have to eat, and Piggly Wiggly is a good place to go shopping.
Ooh, is
Tell
it a
them
good
little
place?
bit about it.
Let me tell you right now, they got all kind of great specials going on this weekend. Of course, Piggly Wiggly throughout South Louisiana. I watched a movie this weekend that the characters were employees of Piggly Wiggly, and I think it was Alabama is what the movie was. So all throughout the South, you know your local Piggly Wiggly. 2 locations in Opelousas, Church Point, Rain, Scott, Cecilia, St. Martinville. Right now they got those nice, pretty, extra large green bell peppers, 2 for 77 cents. They got cucumbers, 2 for 77 cents. Iceberg lettuce, 87 cents. Good, wholesome vegetables for you. Drumsticks and thighs, 79 cents, and quarter loin pork chops, $1.79.
What about those oranges that
Did you like those oranges
yesterday?
I got from Piggly Wiggly?
How about
I picked up some regular oranges in a big old sack for just $2 or $3. It was a big sack full of them. And then I got those little bitty, what they call those clementines. They're real tiny, easy to peel, very, very sweet. Just that little taste of orange that you like, a clementine orange. It's you know, that's why I'm, you know, I look like a bodybuilder now, you know, with all that good eating I'm doing. So your local Piggly Wiggly, go by. We both had to laugh.
You know, we haven't, you picked at me about wearing my LSU shirt today. Well, I'm not giving up. I know we had some, I guess the last 8 or 10 days, they've made a lot of news, and it was not the right kind of news.
First football team ever to have a player get in a little fight, I heard. It's going to happen.
It happens. They're highly motivated. And a lot of times when they go into these public places where you mix ladies and you mix alcohol, and then you mix some kids that thought they should have gotten a scholarship to LSU and didn't make it, and little words and then sometimes they have to go outside and finish up the little bataille. But I hope that that the young men and women, for that matter, across our area, that anybody knows, let them see that this can be a learning project. Nobody is bigger than the law. In other words, the officials that have the badge in Baton Rouge are doing a very thorough job. I mean, it's not whitewashing and putting this out because this is
somebody's
20
mad.
young.
No matter which way you go, somebody's going to be mad.
That's correct. But I think that it's going to be, whatever comes out, and I don't know, there's all kind of rumors about kicking somebody, a Marine on the ground, soccer style, you know, and that's bad when you use soccer style. But hopefully those things were not correct. The law agencies have not gone that far.
There's one thing I knew. When I've been around something and I see a fight break out, I get away from it, and I never see just one guy get arrested. When there's a fight, both sides that threw the fists. So if this is a football player swinging at the other guy, 2 guys might have a lot of trouble. The guy who wasn't a football player and the guy that was a football player, both gonna have some trouble. Because the guy that wasn't a football player, he got a job or something. You know, so he got problems too in this thing. It's not just somebody said, well, you know, a football guy. The other guy got a problem too. If you're in a fight, it's not good.
So anyhow, and then right here at our own local junior high school, Opelousas Junior High,
another argument.
Another little argument took place. At another place, we're told, we understand, started the day before, and then it carried over to the school ground. And one youngster brought a pistol to the school, and he fired it. I don't think he fired it at anybody.
It didn't hit anybody, for sure.
No, it didn't hit anybody. So if he fired at somebody, he's not a good shot. Thank God.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. He hadn't learned the full ramifications of the pistol. But anyhow, we bring these little things out because I always say there's generally some good can come out of the bad. And this is a good learning lessons. And it starts real young. These youngsters get into fights at ball games and all of that. And
it's better the first day of school than the last day of school, because the first day of school, you got time to build on it and let the school year, if these things just boil and boil and boil, it gets really dangerous. Early in the year, they got a chance to fix it. Hopefully they'll fix it.
Right.
How about a sponsor? How about Carl's Thrifty Way? All your medicinal needs. Go by Carl's over here in town, right down the block from KDCG's great studios and humongous tower we have here, broadcasting millions of watts of energy. You go to Carl's Thrifty Way and they'll help you out with all your medicinal needs. If it's, your normal, a lot of people take cholesterol medicine, blood pressure medicine, your daily type of medicine you take all the time and get refilled, they handle that as well. If something that's unique, something that you're taking just for a small time, call Carl's as well. They'll put your prescription together very quickly. You're new to it, you don't understand everything, you're worried, can I drive with it? Am I supposed to take this when I eat? Whatever. All those questions that the doctor, that doctor's done, he's in a hurry because he got 5 guys behind you. But that pharmacist at Carl's who's well trained, he can explain to you what the medicine does to you, give you a chance to ask those questions you didn't get to ask in the doctor's office.
I've got a little something to add.
Go ahead.
Monday I called in a prescription that I needed filled, and I didn't go pick it up Monday, forgot to pick it up Monday. Yesterday afternoon at 4:30, I was at the Elks. I called and I asked what time they closed, 6 o'clock. Well, at 1 minute to 6, I'm still sitting at the Elks. Hadn't gotten my dinner yet, so I got in my car and I called, and the little girl who answers all the time, she knows me well. She signs me up for my charging, and she said, we're going to be glad to wait for you. Got there, and Ken Vedrine was in there talking. I was kind of lucky. He was kind of shooting the bull with Mr. Savoy. Yeah. And so anyhow, then they said, well, we would have delivered that. All you had to do, we'd have brought it to the office for you. I said, I didn't know, never thought about that. I said, but there's always a lot of pretty girls working in here and customers, so I get to visit and see all these. I noticed that very well.
Really?
And they said, and I said, it's probably some man that's going to deliver at the office. And they said, no, it's a pretty lady.
There you go.
I don't know if they were picking out there or what, but they do the delivery.
I like it.
So I just a little added. We've never mentioned that before.
No, and
I didn't know it.
Most of your local pharmacies, locally owned pharmacies, will do some home delivery. So don't always remember that as well. We've also got this sponsor, the Quarters Casino and Travel Plaza. Of course, one of our newest advertisers here inside the Quarters Casino and Travel Plaza. They have El Pico de Gallo, a Mexican restaurant and cantina. And you can go get some margaritas in there, 2 for 1 with your meal. Mondays through Sundays, they're open from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. right there at I-49, exit 23. Come by for a fiesta. Did you see that note I got from the veteran? You know I talk a lot about the veterans.
Yes.
We got a nice note from the American Legion Post 237 out of Sunset. And they say, thank you for the donation you made of the property for the new Veterans Memorial.
How about that?
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, so you open my mail.
Well, I try to read all your mail if I can.
Okay.
I signed some of your checks, too. You don't know that as well.
Well, thank you. That was Marion Doucette, a retired state trooper.
And Jerome Stagg.
Mr. Jerome Stagg.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much.
That's nice.
I've gotten more compliments, I guess, for doing this than maybe all the other things I've done. And I've tried to do a lot of them.
And the veteran thing touches everybody. People from my generation, when we thought about veterans, it was that old man that went to World War II.
Yeah.
That was a veteran in our mind growing up. Then there was some of the younger guys that was the Vietnam veterans.
And Korean War.
And Korean. But we didn't see those younger guys. We saw mostly those World War II guys. Now, with the National Guard being so active, now when I go places, those kids, those babies I used to know, they're overseas while their families are still here. So when you help the veterans, you help it's a cross section. It's the youngest to the oldest.
I'll have to call Pat Mason Guillory and give her a key to the little house. I did get a key made, and I forgot to tell her
house
that.
on the premises where they're going to build a new deal.
That house goes with the donation.
We got the Zydeco Festivals coming up next weekend. Big event is the Allons Rouler bike ride. Saturday, September the 3rd, begins at the St. Leonard Parish Courthouse Square. They're going to go either 25 miles if you're good enough to go that far, or 50 miles if you're good enough to go that far. They have the breakfast at 8:30 in the morning on September the 3rd. You want to call for more info, call 945-4969. That's Jennifer. I don't know Jennifer's last name, but that's
Castile.
her. Oh, it is Jennifer Castile. That's right. I recognize the number now that you see it.
Jennifer, she would be Peppercorn. Miss B and Mr. Dale's daughter. No, we're talking.
Doug's sister.
And yeah. They've changed it a little bit, I think, this year.
The route? Yeah, I think the route's going to go more out in the countryside than it was in the past. I mean, I think it's a little bit longer than it was in the past.
There was, I guess, a glitch. We're going to call it a glitch in the computer system over at OMV, Office of Motor Vehicles.
Yes.
And they were not mailing out registration renewals. So when people would notice it, they'd go in and then they had to pay a little fine. And the new director, who is what, Gautreaux?
Yes, sir, Mr. Gautreaux. Nick
Gautreaux.
Nick Gautreaux. He was senator on that end of the parish. I'd go out toward Louisburg, kind of south of there.
Yeah, and of Vermilion Parish, parts of Acadia. He has gotten the state to refund whatever penalty they had to pay because they had not been notified. And of course now I'm sure everything is running smooth again. But I just pass that on. If you bought during that time and you paid a penalty, you're entitled to the 8, 10, 12, whatever dollars it is, it's yours. By the way, the sheriff's office has never been able to locate the body of, locate Mr. Dale LaFleur, who's age 68, from the Port Barre area. They have searched and searched and are still
And the water was high, so they assume perhaps his car, he may have gone into one of the waterways. So they think that's why. But if you can see anything or recognize that car, it was a Miata, I think, a little convertible, small two-door. Keep your eyes open. Joe Smith Furniture, congratulations. On August 27th, it'll be 55 years ago. Mr. Joe Smith opened up his furniture store. Our good friend, Mr. Joe, congratulations. I understand he's going to have a sale that day.
A big sale. A big sale. He's barking it down. And it's his way of thanking his many friends and customers who supported him throughout his long and very successful career, I might add.
Yes, sir. I mean, you can't say Joe Smith and not think furniture in St. Leonard Parish.
That was a big step when he purchased that property he's located now. He used to be on the north end of town. Had a nice sized building there, but this brought him up.
Now, he started in the Lawtell area, I think, originally.
Well, that brother, that was a brother over there. But I'm not saying he didn't start there. Then there was a brother in Port Barre.
In Port Barre.
And he has a nephew over in
LeBeau area.
The LeBeau area. That's a nephew. So they were kind of like Family Dollar Store and Dollar General. They were surrounding the big downtown.
And in the old days, you wanted to be the community store. You didn't drive 35, 40 minutes to go somewhere. Not like now with the interstate where you drive halfway across the country to go buy something. KSLO, we'll see you on the other side of 3.
We've got 15 minutes.
We only got 15 left. We got a bunch of sponsors. We got a bunch of things. We talked about the Zydeco. What else we got going on? I'll let you dig. If you
well, a local spot was featured on Food Network. That's a few days back.
Right.
But Lionel Robin, who has been in the Robin's seafood restaurant in Henderson, his food has always been top notch. And Food Network's The Best Thing I Ever Ate featured him, and I'm happy to say he's been in business for about 37 years. How about that? Nothing new. Nice guy, and I see him occasionally, and it's always a pleasure.
How about the Soiree Royale coming up Monday, September the 12th at the Evangeline Downs Event Center. That's the big event by the Opelousas St. Leonard Chamber of Commerce. Go by, have drinks at 6 p.m. to start. There will be a wine tasting there as well. Then the full-blown deal will happen. $40 a ticket. You get to